Welcome back to a new episode of NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. And just about when you could almost hear yourself sweat, yeah, baby. That is from Neil Diamond's Brother Loves Trouble and Salvation show. I am your host, Ray Dudley. Happy to be out of bed today. We are coming to you from the Honeymooners Like Digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. You know the procedure. This is a special one today I got for you. Put on your lava lamps, light the incense, kick back on those waterbeds because we are going traveling back in time. Yeah, me, Mr. Peabody, Sherman, and the Wayback Machine. We are coming to you from the beautiful digs of the WKXL studios in Concord, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. And for you beautiful souls in Manchester, 101.9 FM. And yeah, we got a URL. You know that. nhtalkradio.com is our URL. I'll give you a little bit more info later about what's happening on out there because it is a busy place to go. I need to take a second to thank my sponsor, the law offices of Shaheen Gordon in Concord. And they're all over the state, but basically in Concord. ShaheenGordon.com is their URL, ShaheenGordon.com. Their phone number is 603-614-5560. Honestly, you never know when you're going to need an attorney, and I mean that sincerely. Hey, someday you or one of your kids or somebody or a friend may want to start a business, right? You need an LLC, or maybe you're happy about getting a divorce and need a good attorney for that, right? I mean, it happens. It happens out there. Maybe you got to fight over children's custody. Maybe you got injured on the job. Maybe you just have personal injury. Maybe you need some estate planning. Come on. ShaheenGordon.com, baby. They are all over this state. Concord, Dover, Manchester, Nashua, Peterborough. 603-614-5560 because everyone, that's everyone, should know a good lawyer. All right, we thank you for their sponsorship of this show. I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I happened to be listening to a song the other day, and it threw me back to memories I hadn't had in years. And I hope you appreciate this. I really do. What happened was I was scanning YouTube, and I came across a song, and I thought, I hadn't heard that in ages. And I listened to it, and I thought, wait, this is totally different. Totally different. And it threw me back to the 70s, 1972 to be exact. I was a senior in high school, and back then, once a month, we had high school dances. And the end of the evening usually would be one of two things would probably play the band. They would play either something like the Rolling Stones' Brown Sugar, which would just light up the dance floor and get everybody out of there very, very hyped, or the lights would go down low, you'd find your closest squeeze, and they would put on Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale. And I thought, because I heard this latest version, which we'll play in the second block, I wanted to do a comparison for you. And for those of you who don't know, when you go back in time and when you hear certain things in life or you see certain things and it triggers a memory, my gosh, so much happened back in the 60s and 70s, and I'm going to get into a little bit more about that later. I don't talk much about my personal life here, but there's things, the music in the 60s and 70s was just tremendous, and I quote a lot of it and jokingly, but Andrew, sir, do you have the original version ready to go?
I do.
Let's fire that up. For those folks, I'm going to enter this. This is Procol Harum, 1967, singing The Whiter Shade of Pale.
Skip the across the floor. I was feeling kinda seasick. The crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we called out for another drink, the waiter brought a tray. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned the wider shade of pale. Said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see. But I wander through my playing cards, would not let her be one of 16 vessel virgins were leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they might just as well have been closed. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, face at first just ghostly turn the wider shade of pale. Told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale. Told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned a wider shade of pale.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's just the artistic performer in me. Seriously. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Listen to the rhythm of that falling rain. I'm your Cascades-like host, Ray Dudley. Oh, we are coming to you from the YMCA-like digs of the WKXL studios. I can smell the pool chlorine from here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. That's Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. Yeah, I'm just reminiscing here today. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. I'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where kicks just keep getting harder to find. I'm your Paul Revere-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM for the folks in Concord. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Okay. What you heard was the original version, 1967 version of Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale. That was not what actually I had heard when I was searching YouTube. What you're about to hear was a rendition of it, of them in Denmark performing it with, I believe it's the Danish Royal Symphony Orchestra or something like that. And it has transformed the song. I mean, the original came from somebody, put it in somebody's heart, put it out there, and then it grew into this wonderful rendition. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what it did to me in a minute. Sir, let's do it.
We skip the life and let go. We turn cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick.
that her face at first just ghostly.
Turn the water shade of pale. She said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see. But I wanted through with my playing cards. Would not let it be. One of 16 vestal virgins who were leaving for the coast. On a night broken, they might just as well have been cold. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned white, shade of pale. And so it was later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned white, shade of pale. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
That is how it's done. Gosh. I don't even know where to begin. My little dinosaur brain can't quite comprehend all the emotions that I feel hearing things like that. I have lived a privileged life. I can smell the air from the gym back in those days in the 70s. I see faces of people, some of them gone now. It just takes you back. It like a lifetime rubber band. It just snaps back into place. I honestly hope that everybody has a memory like that, something that pulls them back, that gives them the chills and the vivid memories of the life gone by. My goodness, my goodness. So what that version, when you've got the strings, then you've got the choir that comes in, then you've got the horns that come in, the Hammond organ. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? My gosh, what an honor. What an honor to listen to that. Oh, I see people that maybe it's the artist in me. We get a little bit emotional and a little bit out there. Some of these things just draw us right in. That was Procol Harum, 2006, Whiter Shade of Pale. And don't try to figure out what it's about. Good luck. This folks been trying to figure that out for years and years and years. I've done some research on it, and they just wanted to write something that was cool, that hadn't been written, that kind of reflected their feelings at the time. There's nothing really hidden in it, just a love song-ish, kind of. But very, very well done. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. I hope you appreciated that. Those of you who are my age or near, I'm really honestly hoping that things like that just really take you back in time. There's so many memories from the 60s and the 70s. And I'll get into a little bit more about that in the next block. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Yes, you are. The way the beat goes on. I am your Sonny Bono-like host, Ray Dudley, and we are coming to you from the dating game-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I love to sit in the center square. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, Concord. 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We got to pay some bills. I'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Yeah, baby, we are your midnight confession. I am your grassroots-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from deep, deep, deep within the bunkers of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, but you knew that when your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. All right. I have been reminiscing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my age. Maybe it's the time. Who knows what's going on here? I'm feeling somewhat melancholy, maybe a little bit nostalgic. Procol Harum did that for me. The 60s and the 70s were crazy times. Yeah, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I hate to quote that, but it was. I mean, there were things, the Vietnam War coming, going, friends dying, and then the music was just unfathomable what they could produce during the 60s and the 70s. Shortly after, I went to college in 73, began 73. And then we had the forced school integration, and that was a nightmare on its own. My God. I was sitting in college, the cafeteria at the college one day, and I heard all this commotion. I ran to the window. There was a red light right outside. I couldn't quite see what was going on. When I got home later that day, they had on the news was the fact that a young black fellow had stopped at the red light there, and they dragged him out of his car, began to stone him right there at the red light because there was such turmoil about school integration and busing and all of that. It was a crazy, crazy day. I mean that sincerely. So much going on, so much good, so much horror. This next song that I want to bring into you to listen to is by a group called Marmalade. And it's, to me, just kind of a quintessential feeling of the things that were happening then. I mean, we all know there were so many groups singing about war, so many groups singing about life, so many groups singing about just the turmoil of the days. I mean, I remember the Kent State shootings and all of that, and people were It was just an insane time to be alive. But it really was. But to me, this kind of captures on one level a little bit of the feeling of the teenagers and the not quite the Woodstock group, but getting close to it. So this is a song called "Reflections of My Life" by Marmalade. Let me know what you think about it, but I'll chat a little bit more after we hear it, sir.
The changing of sunlight to moonlight, reflections of my life. Oh, how they fill my eyes. The greetings of people in trouble, reflections of my life. Oh, how they fill my eyes. All my sorrow, sad tomorrow, take me back to my own home. All my crying, feel I'm dying, take me back to my I'm changing, arranging, I'm changing, I'm changing everything. Oh, everything around me. The world is a bad place, a bad place, a terrible place to live. Oh, but I don't wanna die. All my sorrow, sad tomorrow, take me back to my own home. All my crying, feel I'm dying, take me back to my own home. All my sorrow, sad tomorrow, take me back to my
You know, some things in life just make your heart hurt. Do you know what I mean? That you had to have been there in the 60s and the 70s to really. I mean, I know you look out your window today, it's a mess. The world's a mess. It's just a mess. But the 60s and the 70s were unique. They were their own experience. There was so much going on. There was so much turmoil. And yet, there we had Woodstock. There we had the love, everyone hippies, all that stuff, free love. Oh, yeah. I know we all think about Apocalypse Now and all that stuff that happened, the movies and all that represent it. But, I apologize. Maybe it's just, again, the artist in me. We just go places emotionally. I guess that's what makes us good performers. Things just hit us differently sometimes and just drag us back in, and then we try to release those in performances. So that's that. I just wanted to kind of get that stuff off my chest. I just wanted to share that with you, the audience, my listeners. I hope you enjoyed that. I have other things I want to talk about, but I wanted to make sure I got those out. That's been on my mind for quite a while. There's so much. If you go back in the 60s and the 70s, go out to YouTube, and you can find so many songs that represent the time and the era. And there are people, it's funny, there are people out there who go back and they listen on YouTube, they have their own channel, and they say things like, really, was music that much better back then? How was that possible? I mean, you could understand it. It touched your heart. The words were distinguishable. The sounds were great. Everything was just on a whole different level. Nobody was twerking. My God almighty. I'm telling you, the 70s, I got the dancing once a month. Got your squeeze, got your favorite squeeze. God, I miss her. Anyway, that's that. So I wanted to just chit-chat a little bit more about what's happening in the state, because there is a lot going on. It's that time of year. Shows, auditions, things are coming up. Andrew, sir, I did want to just scratch your brain a little bit.
Sure. It'll have to be a tease because we'll be hitting commercials.
Are we that close already?
We're pretty close.
Oh, my God. Andrew's very busy. Everybody here is busy. One of the great things about working here is working with people in there who are your contemporaries in theater and film and whatever. And Andrew is one of those. He is Andrew has his hand in 3 different productions happening right now. I'm going to pick his brain when we get back. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I fought the law, and the law won. That makes me your Bobby Fuller-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the not overly ostentatious digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. Little nod to Norm Nathan there. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. All right, when we come back, we're going to be chatting about what's happening in the state. We shall return. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. We are your mother and child reunion, and I am your Paul Simon-like host, Ray Dudley. Yeah, coming to you from the Gong Show-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I am not the unknown comic. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. Yeah, I got the 8 transistor. All the rich kids got the 16. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. And nhtalkradio.com is our URL. Where you can go out, there is a button that you can click, and that will allow you to listen to anything that's happening here live at the studio. It happens all day long, 24 hours a day. There are also places where you can go and listen to archives of this tremendous, what should be award-winning show, plus all the other stuff that happens here. Archives, baby, archives. Get up 2, 3 in the morning, warm up that milk, sit down, grab us. We'll be your friend. Yes, we will. nhtalkradio.com is that URL. All right, so there's things happening, and periodically we go out and try to find them because we are performers and we love what's happening in the state. I referenced Mr. Gibson earlier before we had to go to break. Sir, you are in you have your hand in 3 different productions. One of them is coming up shortly.
Yep.
Hunchback, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How are things going in that production?
Things are going good. Cast is now off book.
And it's a
show goes up in 2 weeks.
huge cast.
It's
right?
well as is with most powerhouse shows. Yep, it is a big cast. But again, we also include a choir, so that's choir's part of the cast. So that's why it's so big.
Do they have the scaffolding up yet?
Oh yeah.
Have you guys been using it?
We've been toying with it.
You have.
Yeah.
Any concerns about? I've been on scaffolding. I like
it's been working out pretty well, and I think once it's fully dressed, it's going to look really cool.
Yeah?
Watching Quasimodo and some of our other characters, scale it and do all the fun things that they're doing on it.
Yeah, it's a one of the great things about a big cast is it tends to draw big audiences because there's so many people involved who want to see Uncle Joe and Little Mary Sue. And, the set itself. So Brian's doing this minimalistically, correct? When I mention the scaffolding, I mean that's pretty much all that's on set. Is that correct?
For the most part, yeah, and it's on wheels, so I mean it
is.
It moves on and off, yeah. So it won't be this immensely complicated piece.
They're wheeling scaffolding on and off the set.
Yep. Oh, it has locks on it. I mean, it's perfectly safe. But yep, it's we'll wheel it on and off for specifics, and the scaffolding really just represents the cathedral itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell the audience why they're using that.
Why they're using scaffolding?
Well, it has reference to the burning down, right?
Correct. So this is a perspective in telling the story that is basically inspired by. I don't know if inspired by is the right phrase, but obviously we had the fires at Notre Dame Cathedral some time ago. Now the building has since been restored. But during that fire, the way that this story is being represented is that the fire sort of ignites the ghosts and the statues of the beings that have all lived on Notre Dame since its inception.
Brilliant.
And they're telling the story of Quasimodo, the Hunchback. And
brilliant. And okay, that's enough for that. We'll give them their time. You were directing Percy. What's the name of Percy?
I am directing The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical for Kids Coop Theater in the studio's in Salem, but it's going to go up at the Derry Opera House.
How's the talent pool there?
We have an amazing group of kids. I've worked with kids on and off for a few years now, but I will say this group of kids is very dedicated. Not only do they really love the source material because it is based on a book for teens, a fantasy series for teenagers.
Yeah.
So it's based on a very popular book series, and there's a TV series on Disney Plus. There's a couple of movies that came out for Fox a few years before that, and so it's a very well-known series. The kids love it, and you can tell that they do because they dive right in. I mean, they get into rehearsal and they're getting right into it. So
So kids are funny, are they not? Because
they are.
They're either. I always get this picture of like the athlete kids, the little ones sitting out in the center field, like watching the flies go by while they're supposed to be playing baseball or whatever. But once they get attached to things, they really. They go whole hog, right?
Yeah, when they're passionate about something, they don't shy away.
No kidding.
I mean, these kids, not only do they like theater, but they seem to love when they gravitate to a show they like. It shows.
Yeah.
And the show is a lot of fun. It's contemporary music, so the music's a little more modern. We actually have a song in there where the sheet music legitimately says "Go full Mumford." Which I've never seen in sheet music ever in all my years of doing this. So that alone is enough of an indication that this music's a little different than what you'd expect from typical musical theater. But
so what's the age range?
The age range of kids that we have are kids everywhere from like 10 to 11 years old to I think we have a couple of 18-year-olds.
Man, what's when the show dates?
The show dates are. I just had them pulled up.
While you're looking that up, Hunchback goes up in the first and second.
The 16th through the 18th of May.
See, things are right around the corner.
And Hunchback goes up the 2nd through the 4th of May.
2nd through the 4th. Got you. And that's going to be at the Colonial in...
Correct. Yeah, and make sure you get your tickets off the Colonial website or off of Powerhouse. Do not go to any third-party websites. We've had an issue with scalpers the last couple of years.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, you'd think Yeah, if it's not coming from either the Colonial or Powerhouse, don't purchase those tickets. Get them directly from those two sources.
You know, thieves work harder at stealing than they would if they just had a job, you know. And so you have a third thing you're working on as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, this one caught me by surprise. I didn't expect to. I was on the fence about even auditioning for it, but I have I enjoy this show very much. I enjoy the music in this show. So getting to do American Idiot with Actors Coop Theater is going to be quite the time. As you know, we had Angelica on here a few months back.
One of our favorite guests.
You know, she was talking about American Idiot, and now we have a cast for it, and we've already started the rehearsal process. 22 dance numbers in this show.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 22?
It is an entirely all-musical show. There's very little to no spoken dialogue. It's all just music and dancing for 22 songs.
Holy Toledo.
This cast is energetic. They are determined. And what's great about this cast is from what I can see so far, I mean, this is an incredibly stacked talent pool.
So, and the music is, I'm not familiar with, you said it's Green Day?
Green Day, yep. The rock group Green Day.
Man, oh man.
Billy Joel Armstrong and his group.
Is that forgive me, is that a well-known group?
Yes.
Do people know their songs?
Oh, yes.
So unlike Mamma Mia, where they squeeze in songs, where they have to pervert the script a bit to fit the song, do the songs fit pretty good into the
I'd
show?
say so. I would say so. I mean, when this musical came out, I mean, Billy Joe had Billy Armstrong had a direct hand in it.
In the script writing?
And he played the character Saint Jimmy, so like he had a direct hand in writing the show.
Oh, that's
So not only does it use Green Day's music, but Green Day had a hand in actually creating it. So
man, oh man,
it wasn't just something that they cobbled. You know, it wasn't like two members of the band ABBA cobbled together this messy story and said, "Oh, let's just shoehorn some popular ABBA songs
There's
in."
some stuff in there that makes me uncomfortable.
Well, the whole show makes me uncomfortable, but the entire show could be solved in 20 minutes.
Oh, my God. I'm going to segue here because the way that American Idiot goes along it reminds me much of a show I'm going to see. I think this weekend it's playing over in the Palace Theater is Jesus Christ Superstar. I love Jesus Christ Superstar. When I was younger, much younger, I used to run along the beaches of New Jersey with a headset on playing Jesus Christ Superstar. And then I had the great fortune when Sandcastle Productions was around to play Pontius Pilate in their version. And when was that? Late 80s? Early 90s? Man, what a show that was. We packed out the Audi. Packed it out. That was crazy. A little bit of controversy in there as well. I won't get into that. But that was an honor and a privilege to play that. So, folks, if you're looking for something to do, I think the next couple of weeks, the Palace Theater, Jesus Christ Superstar, I love it. I love everything about it. And much like American Idiot, it doesn't stop. There's no dialogue in it. It's all just singing.
Yeah, Joseph is pretty much the same way.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Also, again, a Weber show. Very much in the same vein as Superstar. It just kind of goes.
Makes sense then, I guess, right? Speaking of getting out of your house, is over at the Seacoast Rep is the Wedding Singer. Oh, timing's everything. If you're looking for something fun to do, it's getting great reviews over at the Seacoast Rep, the Wedding Singer. I had other stuff to talk to you about, but it's going to have to wait. You have been listening to NH Unscripted. Andrew, sir, thank you so much for all you did. I really appreciate you helping me get through this one. We are coming to you from the Twilight Zone digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL, and thank you for allowing me to reminisce today. I appreciate the audience so much. We'll catch you on the next one.